Hello friends, it's the 1st of July and it's time for another video looking back at all the layouts I've created during the month of June. June wasn't as busy as May was, but I still managed to complete quite a few layouts, so here we go. In no particular order because they haven't been put away yet. So this one I made for the Silhouette UK blog. I made a tutorial on how to do the background, the circle background, and I was very happy how this turned out. Next one, this one was for the Love of Pretty Paper for the Red Challenge. At the beginning of June we started doing weekly challenges with we call them ABC challenges because every week we choose a different letter. The first week was R, and R stands for red, and was that the first week? No, the first week was buttons, sorry, we'll get to those ones later. And so this was the second week, R for red. And when I think of, I really struggled with red because it's not a colour that I use a lot in scrapbooking. So I thought, what reminds me of red? And obviously Spain, because the flag is red and yellow. So I went for a bit of Spanish inspiration. This one is for the red challenge as well. I tried some mixed media with the, you know, the packaging, bubble wrap packaging technique, which you apply paint with the bubble wrap, and it's okay. Yeah, I quite like the layout, although I'm not quite sure because the bubble wrap imprint is not very well defined, so it could be better, I suppose, but I was overall quite happy with it. Another layout, this one I used Lottie Loves paper with the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Wild at Heart collection, which I really love, and I'm really loving very geometrical layouts recently. Either hearts or squares, yes, you know what I mean. Okay, next one, also using Cocoa Vanilla Studio, used the You Rock collection for this one. This one was a scrap lift of Pinterest. Yeah, quite happy how this turned out. It's a very funny photo of me and my kids. Another layout for the red challenge. This one I actually love how it turned out. It was actually very fun to make as well. With my silhouette, I cut some heart shapes, which I then positioned on my cardstock with a bit of adhesive, removable adhesive, and then I sprayed on top of the heart with ink mist, and when I removed the heart, this is how it looked, and then I hand stitched around the circle with black thread. Oh, it's so pretty. I really love how it turned out. Okay, another layout. This one was also for the Love of Pretty Paper for the following week. The letter was T, and T is for tags, and we were challenging people to use tags in layouts, and there's a few tags here, and very simple layout, very clean. I'm using Felicity Jane, yeah, Felicity Jane, which does very simple patterns and very clean cut designs. That's it, sorry. And so yeah, very happy with how this turned out. For this layout, I had previously for this layout, I had cut all these circles with the silhouette, and I had used these three excuse me these three pieces to cut on my silhouette, and I had these scraps laying around, and I asked on the Love for Pretty Paper, what should I do with these? Should I throw them? Should I use them? And a lot of people said, well, you should throw them, there's not much left to it. And quite a few people said though, actually use them, you can either still punch a few more shapes in the bits, but I put the three together and I thought, you know what, that actually looks all right. And as it happened, there was a sketch on the Stick It Down blog which kind of reminded me like this. The sketch had like 3/4 of the layout. It had like I don't know how to describe it, like an ombre effect type of thing. So I thought that this looked quite good for the sketch, so I used it. Now the next one, I'm not sure if I should show you or not. Actually no, I'm not going to show you. A little peek there. Woo! Because it's for my video on UK Scrap Addicts, which is coming live on the 4th on Tuesday, so I won't show you just yet. Okay, another layout for tags. I used my silhouette for cutting these tags, and also with the word familia, which is family in Spanish, and I also used a tag here for the journaling there at the back. All right, another layout, this one also for T for tags. There's a tag there and another tag there. I made a process video for this one, so if you want to go and check it out, it's just there on my channel. I used my Lottie Loves paper kit. I think it was the latest one, June, and yeah, quite happy with it. Okay, next one is for last week's ABC challenge on For the Love of Pretty Paper. It was F for food, and we were encouraging people to use food or drinks related layouts. It doesn't have to be, the layout doesn't have to be about food. You could just use like embellishments that had food on them, like this is a donut or a cupcake, or you could play with words and do a layout about the apple of your eye, or things like that. And yeah, this is one of those. This one, it's very similar to the other red one that I did. Where is it? To this one. It's similar in the process because I did the same. I cut star shapes with my Big Shot. I positioned them and then I splattered with watercolor and Heidi Shines, and then removed the the stars and stitched around the shapes, and oh, it looks so pretty because there's a bit of a Heidi Shine gold there, which is very shimmery. Oh, it looks so pretty. Because the layout was so busy with all the splatters and stuff, I decided to leave it quite plain in the embellishments, and I only added a few stars. Okay, the next one, this one I created for a challenge, which was to use scraps. However, I read the brief, I read it wrong. The brief said that you could only use scraps that were 4 centimeters wide, and I read that as inches. I'm so silly. So yeah, all these are using scraps. But yeah, no, I couldn't enter it for the challenge because obviously they're not small enough. Okay, the next one is it's work in progress. I haven't finished this layout. I started it at the crop the other day, and I still need to add some journaling, which I'm going to print on my computer, and I'm going to add something else. I still don't know, but I think the journaling will come here, and then I need to do something else. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but something else will be happening with this. Another layout I created the other day at the crop. This one I was going to use for because it's got the apples and pears paper. I was going to use for the F is for food challenge, but I never entered it. I kind of forgot. And then this started as a scrap lift of Bear, do you say Bear or Beer? Beer Valint. But it took a bit of life of its own. There's some journaling here. I like hiding the journaling sometimes when the layout is very clean and simple, so you don't spoil it. Okay, another one. This one also for the F is for food, Mr. Potato Dream. my son was obsessed with Mr. Potato, and I thought it was ideal, and because we could just use food in any way we wanted. There it is. And this one is one of my latest ones. It's for the latest ABC challenge in on the Facebook group on For the Love of Pretty Paper. It's M for material, and you can use fabric, you can use other materials like that, but we are encouraging people to use very unusual materials, something that you wouldn't normally use on your layouts. And I went for toilet roll. The photo was crying for it though, because it's a photo of my daughter caught in the middle of making a mess in the downstairs loo with toilet roll everywhere. So I thought, what material could I use that is going to work with this layout? Ta-da! Toilet roll. Now I've just realized I don't have any of my button layouts here, so I'm gonna go and look for them and be back in a second. Hang on. Hello again, I'm back. I've just found my button layout, and I say layout because it's just singular. I only made one. Hey, but well, I tried. So here it is. It's called Cute as a Button, and this also started as a scrap lift from Pinterest. Similar, the layout I was scrap lifting, the circle was a bit more towards the right, and it was a bit closer. I've done just a semicircle. The other one was like maybe probably 2/3 of the circle, but I'm very happy. I used for this layout, I used the last scraps of very old collections. I can't remember the name. I'll put it on the subtitles when I'm editing the video. But yeah, I was so happy to finally use like the last scraps of collections which I've had for like probably 5 years, something like that. So yeah, very happy. This one, next one was I did for the monthly June challenge in For the Love of Pretty Paper. It was a mood board. It was a very special mood board because I created that mood board, and it was all items from around my house. In my house, in the living room, we have grey walls. In one of the walls in the dining room. And we had 6 canvases which I painted green, and then I did some splatters in white, all very handmade, nothing too fancy. But when I was doing the mood board and I saw yeah, I need to have that image in my mood board, and when I was trying to create a layout based on the mood board, that the grey background with the green squares, excuse me, and the white splatters really jumped at me, and I knew I had to do that. So that's my layout. And the last one, this one was for UK Scrap Addicts, the June layout. It was based on a different mood board which was very rainbow color inspired. There's a process video which you can check out, and I've got 3 more which I'm not really allowed to show you. I'm gonna do a little peek, like there's one peek, ooh. And there's another one here, ooh. And another one here, ooh. I can't show you these 3 yet because they are for the Chinese Whispers over at Mind the Scrap group. I'm playing along this month, and but I can't show you just yet. There's one more layer I have to make, and then the reveal will be at some point. I think it's Sunday next week or probably the following week. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, looking forward to showing you those next month. In the meantime, I hope you have a great month of July. I'm going to be on holiday for a few days this week, and then I'll be back creating more layouts. I hope I see you around on For the Love of Pretty Paper on UK Scrap Addicts and here on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.